I've got news on the brain organoids, the tiny human brains we grow from stem cells. We already knew they could do some pretty spooky things, like take over the body and be able to use the muscles of a decapitated mouse. And we knew that we could insert them into damaged areas of the brain and they would take over that role. And they are indeed functional. When placed into the brain of a rat, it does fully integrate with the rat neurons. These researchers wanted to know if they could take a brain organoid and if it could replace the sick brain of a rat. Researchers genetically engineered rats to have something called Timothy syndrome. This is a rare autosomal dominant condition that can be passed from parent to offspring and can also come from spontaneous mutation. It can be mild, but it can also be severe. It causes cognitive defects and a lot of problems with how the neurons function. They then took the rat's own stem cells and genetically edited them to not have Timothy syndrome. They then grew brain organoids and implanted it into the rat's brain. Not only did it functionally integrate, but it also started to replace areas of the brain that didn't work. Essentially, it took over. This leads to a lot of questions like, is it really you? So if you had something like a stroke and had a damaged area of your brain, and you used your own stem cells to make a foreign brain and insert it into yours, and it took over, at what point does it become not you? We know that identical twins may have the same genes, but they are very unique individuals. I think once we start moving this into human trials, it's going to get really weird.